What is up to all of my little unicorns, new and old? It's your girl WestIndieRay, back again with another video. I'm so excited to be doing one of these like sit down videos again. I feel like it's been forever since I've done one of these. Now today's video is actually going to be an extension of an Instagram story post. A lot of times when I just have a word on my heart, I'll go ahead and share those things to Instagram because I don't want to lose it. But in this season of my life, I'm being more intentional about having more thorough conversations. Like, it's one thing to just put out a little thought that you randomly had, but if I'm sitting here thinking about it, growing it, developing it, I definitely want to make sure that I am sharing those things with you guys as much as I want to be. So in today's video, I'll be telling you guys some of the things that I am intentional about when it comes to staying close to my life's path. The path to alignment where all of my blessings are just there, laid out for me along the path for me to just pick up on my way. That's how I think about it. There are more so things that have played out in my personal life and that have really helped me with staying in alignment with my life's path that I hope help you. But in no way am I trying to claim this as like the 10-step end-all be-all. That's not what I'm trying to do. I believe that everybody's on their own mission, everybody's running their own race. I'm just telling you guys what has worked for me in hopes that maybe it might, help somebody else. So please just take everything with the best intentions and share it around just in case it might help somebody else that you know in your life. The first one is something that I have been talking about ever since my mom passed away, and that is praying for ease. If you pray, you manifest, whatever it is that you do, invite ease into your life. There was a time where I was just praying for all this strength because I was going through a really difficult time and my tools were getting sharpened, but it was very, very painful. After my mom passed away, I started to think deeply about what it is that I really wanted to invite into my life. You already know that you come from a long line of strong, beautiful ancestors. Is it really strength that you need, or is it ease because you actually need a break? And it turned out it was ease, because once I started praying for ease along with discernment as well, changed my life. The next one is going to be quite typical of me, but it is to get to know myself better and also get to know my ancestors better. That has helped me tremendously when it comes to sticking close to my path. There are so many things that get passed down between the generations. Of course, a lot of trauma, and working on that trauma could lead you into a happier and more fulfilling life. But there are also so many beautiful gifts that they pass down as well. I have a love of herbalism just like so many women before me. I have a love of spirituality just like my mother. My mom was the best braider ever. Every 2 weeks, me and my sister would come to school with some fresh braids with twists in the back. It was so cute. I learned how to braid, literally small braids, neat, nice braids within 5 minutes. I used her tools too that she had been using on my hair since I was a really little girl, so I feel like that might have something to do with it. But nonetheless, I learned it in 5 minutes and they're good. I'll post a picture of some that I did right here. And I truly believe that a lot of the other skills that I have, like cooking, I feel like a lot of those skills are actually passed down and inherited. And of course it works into my life purpose, like sharing these things with you guys so that we can all elevate and grow together as a community. That's a beautiful thing, and I consider that to be one of the biggest parts of my life's purpose. So learning more about them is learning more about myself, and learning more about myself is learning more about them. And that mindset has really helped me feel like I'm staying close to my life's path. The next thing is to be constantly working on intuition. The way that I started doing this and being intentional about doing this is just by literally trusting myself. Whenever I would get a feeling about something, if it's not harming anything, I would just act on it. Taking the action of changing course slightly, being intentional about listening to yourself, that is one of the main ways that I have been able to build trust with myself. And now my intuition is so strong. A lot of times I get almost like an instant gratification type of thing. Like, I'll have a feeling about something, whether it be good or bad, and then in the moments following, I would get immediate confirmation that my intuition was right. So I know I'm doing something with it. You know what I'm saying? Like, I'm not crazy. But I first had to start, following my own lead, if that makes sense. Trust your heart, trust your nervous system, trust your gut, trust your instincts. The gut is so important. I'm constantly working on trying to live the optimum lifestyle where I have enjoyment, and I also have good health and vitality, and my lifespan matches my health span, and my health span matches my lifespan. I want it all, and that is what I have decided that I'm going to experience in life. So of course, I'm extremely tapped into this lifelong journey that is gut health, because they say that gut health is also mental health as well. And when you're able to think clear, you're able to move about the world in the way that you're supposed to move about it. Your intuition is better. Like I said before in the last one, you have the energy to get up and go and do all the things that you need to do. You have the capacity for that. So eating healthy and having a good routine, a good lifestyle is like key. Having a routine to where I would wake up before the sun rises or just as the sun is rising and go to sleep around like 10:30. that helped me so much. I remember back in the day, and I would have to like do a fact check on all of this, but my mom told me one time, a long time ago, that it's best to sleep between the hours of 10 and 2 because something about our bodies like syncing up with the moon or something like that she told me. And when I started to take that seriously is when my whole life changed. I was depressed, I was sad, I was going through it. Like I would have some good months and then I would have some like really difficult times to where I didn't even want to get out of bed. But switching to that routine to where I would wake up early in the morning before the sun was rising and get my body moving like as the sun is rising in the sky, that changed my whole entire life. I even fell off for it for a couple of weeks and my life was not the same. So yeah, for me, that brought me to a whole different mind state. It allowed me time to meditate in the morning and do all the things that I need to do. So getting good rest and treating your body right, that is going to help in so many ways. The next thing on the list is trying not to judge people. In 2022, I went on a whole like non-judgmental journey and it literally changed my life. I know I'm saying that everything changed my life, but I'm being so for real. And what I learned from that journey is that when I judge people less, I actually judge myself less. And what that ended up doing for me is it allowed me to operate through the world with a lot more clarity and without the filter of shame, fear, or uncomfortability. Like when you're judging people all the time and you're judging yourself all the time, the way that you move through the world is not really authentic. It's always a mask that you have. You're shameful of something, you're fearing something, you feel uncomfortable, you're getting embarrassed. And ever since I took that veil off, I have been living my best life and I've been freer than I've ever been. Truly, nobody can tell me nothing about the way that I express myself, about the work that I do, about my intentions. I know that I am thoughtful about everything that I do and I'm just my authentic self and I'm accepting of myself. And it's also allowed me to see the beauty in other people in a way that I was never able to do it before when you're so focused on like judgmental ideas and thoughts. Like I could really be thinking about your mind and what it might have taken to put together that outfit the way that you did and to walk out of your house with the confidence that you walked out of it with. I could be inspired by that, but instead I'm like, what are those? Like, that doesn't make sense to me. I mean, it could be funny in the moment if it's like your friend, like your homie or something like that. But at the end of the day, I personally just like to be more productive with my time. So I'm gonna like pour in rather than being super critical, you know? And it just helps me navigate the world with so much more clarity. The next thing I'm super heavy on, especially as of lately, is just finding reasons to love my life, which is basically gratitude. I've been talking about gratitude for years, but you know, sometimes when you say it in a different way, it just like hits a little bit differently. So finding ways to love my life is like when I wake up in the morning and I feel just like the warmth of my sheets and I'm just like, it's warm here. It's warm here and there's a warm body next to me. Like that's beautiful. That's beautiful. And I love my life for that. And I call it out in those moments so that I can sit in those moments and further attract more of those moments. And that just helps me stay in that frequency of divine love that I always want to be in. And when you're happy and just like sitting in your gratitude, that's when you really get the best ideas. For me, that's when I'm the most creative. That's when I'm able to accept all the beautiful ideas into my life instead of constantly being worried about what the government got going on, or the things that you're being tricked to be for, or the things that you're being tricked to be for, or the things that you're being tricked to be for, or the things that you're being tricked to be focused on. That took me so many times. Somebody didn't want me to say that, but I'm gonna say it anyway because it's true. That was confirmation. Did y'all hear that? I don't know if y'all heard that. It was giving confirmation. Let me see, is this my FBI agent? Anywho, it'll just help you more with presence and grounding, and you'll become more observant of the things that you are supposed to be pursuing on your life's path, and things will just get more clear. When you are hyper focused on something, you are telling the universe, yes, more and more, I want more and more and more. So when you're hyper focused on bad things, that's not good because you're still telling the universe like, this is what I pay attention to, this is what grabs my attention. So shift your mindset, right? Practice shifting your mindset to the pleasant thought, to the present thought, period. You heard that, okay? And that has helped me so much. This is how I really be talking to myself in my head. Okay, the next thing is allowing other people to mind their business. And when I say that to say that. Caring about what other people think about you and what your personal best looks like is optional and not mandatory. I am personally big on not leading with defensiveness. I feel like that's something that's a really big problem in our society, even with our relationships. Leading with defensiveness is something that was a really big theme in my husband and I's relationship at first, but we have conquered it. Like when I tell you we shut leading with defensiveness down in our relationship, and it used to be such a big thing, it helps so much with effective communication. So in no way am I saying that you should just be like, no, F you if somebody has an opinion or something like that. But if you are moving within your authenticity, if you are doing things that you are called to do, you're not hurting anybody, and things are working for you, or even if they're not working for you just yet, if you are on your path to deciding what your own personal traditions are, what your own personal magic looks like, how you want to live your life, what your style is going to be like. If you are in the midst of trying to figure those things out, don't ever let anybody shame you into being a version of yourself that you never intended on being. And I personally find that letting go of other people's expectations of me is really one of the main things that helps me stay in alignment with my path and be authentic to myself. Be who you came here to be. Remember that. That's one of the biggest ones on the list. The next thing that really has helped me a lot is getting in alignment with nature. I like to play in the dirt, you know, plant things. I have this whole soursop growth journey that's going on TikTok and on Instagram and on YouTube Shorts right now. But that could also be taking a stroll outside and just recharging your melanin with that good vitamin D. That can be drinking fresh spring water. That can be taking a hike. That can be going to the beach. Getting in alignment with nature spreads alignment all over the rest of my life. Nature loves balance. So the thought is, if you look at ways to find balance in nature, and if you look for ways to balance yourself within nature, you will have balance internally as well. It's like an instant recharge. My mind suddenly feels a lot clearer. I feel a lot better and lighter emotionally, spiritually, mentally, even physically. And with a clear mind, I feel like I'm able to navigate my life a lot more efficiently. I feel like I'm calmer, so my mind is a lot quieter and I'm able to be more observant. It kind of gives you a break from those loud, intrusive, right now type of thoughts. And it allows you just to flow for a moment, get a clear mind. And I feel like that helps me a lot when it comes to getting my messages even clearer. And it has built up my practice of being present. It has also built up my practice of observance and just noticing what's around me. It's been such a beautiful journey. I will highly recommend it. I really hope that makes sense. If it doesn't, let me know and I'll try to say it using different words. Another thing that I do is prioritize working on principles rather than working on individual problems. I have hacked my mind. When I think about principles, I always think about things that can be replicated in other parts of life and also in nature. So similarly to that, when I think about problems arising in my life, I think about the protocol that I would do if I notice a symptom would come up in my body. A symptom is an issue for a person who is dealing with it, right? But it is an issue that has only manifested because of an underlying dis-ease. So that's how I would treat the issue that I'm having in my life, even if it's not physical. Whenever I feel like I'm not in alignment with my path, or there's some type of like symptom just popping up in my life over and over again, maybe I'm seeing angel numbers and seeing that, hey, this is a theme, and if you don't rectify it right now, then I'm gonna have to send you stronger messages. I'm gonna go straight to the cause and try to find out what the principle is. The principle would be what I'm related to the dis-ease, right? And I would work on that principle in every single aspect of my life, especially the easy aspects, because if I master them on an elementary level, it'll be easier for me to apply it on the harder, more difficult applications of the principle. Same with math. If you don't learn 1 + 1 = 2, how in the world do you think you're gonna figure out y = mx + b or the Pythagorean theorem? How are you gonna do long division or multiplication? So I always go to the root of the principle and kind of like reverse engineer it, especially with the easier applications. They just help you power up and progress a lot quicker. Not quicker as if we're in a rush, but quicker as in more efficiently. That thought has been life-changing for me, and I hope that you're able to pick something up from it as well. That's just how I think of it. As I say, if it don't make sense, let a real one know. And the next thing is going to be to detach from specific outcomes and continually be manifesting with the intention of receiving my highest good and the highest good of my bloodline and others around me. I don't always know what my highest good looks like because I feel like it is always changing and always updating to something new and better and more aligned with the current version of me. So I don't expect to know all the answers when it comes to my life. But what I do expect is to have feelings of joy and of gratitude and of love surrounding me at all times. So I keep myself open to better possibilities. And that really helps me stay in alignment with my path because I don't anchor myself down to things that I'm supposed to float by. by. I don't anchor myself down into the very first version of an idea when a 2.0, a 3.0, a 4.0 are developing right now and are actually better for me. So when I manifest, I keep things very general. A lot of times when people are teaching manifestation tactics, you'll always hear them say be very specific, and I stand by that. But specific in the way that it is that you want to feel, not in who it is specifically by name and date of birth and social security number who you want to marry. And I bring up the relationship thing all the time because a lot of times that's the thing that people try to control a lot. So I always like to bring that up as a specific example. So if you're out there trying to manifest a specific person, babe, I don't recommend that personally, okay? Because you might not even know who they are for real. They might not even know who they are for real. You know what I'm saying? If you're getting caught up in drama with this next person that was never really supposed to be in your life in the first place, it's kind of counterproductive to the path. You're not sticking to your divine life's path. You're not picking up all of those things that are surely there for you and could never be unfor you, as my mother would always say. We just took a step back, got a little bit of clarity, and allowed ourselves to be guided into the thing that is the best for us, manifested all the feelings that we wanted. That would just be so much easier and more comfortable. You know what I'm saying? My camera's gonna get hot again. Be observant. Pay very close attention to your surroundings. Being observant was actually one of my words that my ancestors gave me for this year, and I've been killing it. It's been a very beautiful journey. Sometimes you can just chill and vibe and just be observant of your surroundings and pay attention to what's going on in here. You'll be so much more aware. And last but not least is that I'm a person who is very open to my guidance. I'm not gonna pray all day for guidance and manifest alignment, but when my alignment and guidance are showing themselves to me, I'm gonna have imposter syndrome or doubt my intuition or doubt my guidance and its ability to find its way to me. I'm not gonna do that. I'm so sensitive when it comes to guidance because I know that I'm asking for it with good intention, and I know that I'm always actively practicing my spirituality in a safe way. So I hope that you guys enjoyed this video. It felt really good to be back with another one of these like list type, spirituality type videos. Please let me know in the comment section if you enjoyed it, and if you made it this far, of course, you already know the vibes. Leave me a little unicorn in the comment section below. Of course, make sure to like, subscribe, comment, and share. Follow all my social media accounts right down there, and I'll see you in the next video. Peace.